They're taking my bank accounts. They're taking Uber from everybody. They're taking everything digital that we interface digitally. They destroy that trust they supposedly had of this digital system where they track you in live time, know what you do, have your credit card, to not just track you, but say you can't use cars, you can't have hotels, you can't have Airbnb, you can't order food over your phone. And now CNN says, take Alex Jones's digital telephone away from him. Don't let him call his mama. That was on CNN over the weekend.
I want them shut down. I want them silenced. I want them muted. I think they are horrible for our society.
Why are they doing this now?
Well, it's a good question as to why they waited this long, but
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so Alex Jones has been banned from Facebook for a long period of time, but now they banned him. They banned his little underling, Paul Joseph Watson.
Now that they kicked them off the platform, that's great for now, but it doesn't roll back the clock.
Well, you have also excesses in the First Amendment and the Second Amendment right now. You know, I don't think that the forefathers said, well, you can say, you know, all sorts of hateful things and spread it around the world, literally spread it through the internet.
I have no issue with it at all. I want them shut down. I want them silenced. I want them muted. I think they are horrible for our society.
I want them shut down. I want them silenced. I want them muted.
But don't worry. These people aren't terrifying or anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evil overtaking planet Earth right now is unspeakable. Most of the public is in a quasi-trance, all the studies show it, a near sleep phase. Humanity must awaken and come out of the coma. There will be time to sleep in the grave for eternity. You are under attack. Your birthright and your children's birthright is being stolen. I have the exclusive email that no one has put out on the news of Facebook coordinating the censorship with mainstream media. And I have other documents. And I have the banking documents. And I have the Interpol documents where they are going to track every purchase everyone makes in the world. And if you don't take vaccines, or you have too many children, or you're a Christian, or you say there's only two genders, you will be put out on the street. It's here. And I find it hard to believe that President Trump doesn't know about all this. I find it very hard to believe this is a premeditated, calculated annihilation of free speech, period. This is a global AI system in live time. Facebook's the first to go operational, where the instant you try to say Alex Jones or Infowars.com, the second you do it, it says this is not allowed, do it again, you'll be banned. And everybody's flooding Twitter and Facebook freaking out, saying, oh my God, I tried to say God bless Alex Jones and it won't let me do it. I tried to say Infowars, won't let me do it. But if I say Alex Jones is a child molester, I'm able to. Because the AI is programmed with thousands of insults and responses that are authorized. But things like, God bless Alex Jones is not authorized, or I support Alex Jones is not authorized. But if you say he's a Nazi, if you say I'm a child molester, if you say I'm a murderer, if you say I can be arrested, Facebook will boost your post. Woo! Man, you talk about being ganged up on, baby. But I don't feel sorry for myself. Absolutely not. I knew all this was coming, ladies and gentlemen. AI in live time, the millisecond you hit publish. We showed it to you on Friday. We showed it to you on the Sunday show. I'll show you document cam shots. If you're a TV viewer, you can see this right now. I want everybody to let this sink in right now, folks. I want it to sink in so that you understand what's unfolding here. And I want you to know this is AI surveilling you in live time, but in case they think it's satire, it gets flagged to one of 20,000 Southern Poverty Law Center trained moderators. They admit this, and then they will look at the meme or the satire, and then they will decide what you really meant when you said Alex Jones is a piece of filth. Look at this quote of him saying he loves freedom. And that's why the EU passed a law a few months ago banning memes. And the prosecutions have begun. They just say memes of any type. like cave drawings, just humans communicating and showing hypocrisy of a Hillary quote next to another quote because AI can't understand it. And it's the only thing that they know into the foreseeable future will get around the moderators is if you start flooding the internet with memes that are sarcastic. Look at this piece of filth. Now, people found, this is going to be really interesting, you can say Jones, comma, Alex, or Jones space Alex, and then you can get the post out. But it can't be Infowars.com. It's got to be Newswars.com or PrisonPlanet.com. But that's all chasing a rabbit down a trail, folks. We have to cut the head off the snake about this, and that means understanding what's happening, understanding what's unfolding, understanding who's behind this, and stopping it. This is an internet kill switch. Document Cam Shot Police. This is an internet kill switch where AI, in live time, is pre-programmed to tell you what you can say, when you can say. Remember about 3 years ago, iPhones, Androids? You'd send somebody, like my wife, I'd cuss some. I'd say, I saw that movie, it effing sucked. You know what iPhones say? It ducking sucked. Effing is ducking. You try to say, this guy's an a-hole. Won't let you say a-hole. That's pre-programmed systems. This is AI. Machine learning at Twitter, Facebook, Google. They're all helping China, especially Apple and Google, round up their people with a phone. The government's now issuing phones to everybody where it tracks you, listens to you, watches you, totally controls everything you're doing. And you say, well, I'll just leave the system alone then. You know, it'll just be Alex Jones, and it'll just be Paul Joseph Watson who's joining us next hour with exclusive breakdown on what's happening. No, once you've submitted and not defended me, now it's green-lighted everywhere, and now it's everybody. But I'll tell you, I'm extremely honored in their press release that they only said that I, not Louis Farrakhan, not even Paul Watson, they said Alex Jones is the maximum ban. It's I who you may not say my name. It's I who you may not put out the website. Because I am Voldemort, according to them. Of course, it's the complete opposite. They're the ones stealing your data. They're the ones trying to suppress you and put you under their central control. Voldemort's the one that wants to make you a slave and tell you you can only speak and say what he wants. He turns you into a zombie. The bad guy in Game of Thrones, what's his name? The White King or whatever. I only watched a few episodes. The Night King. His people are all slaves. They can't think. They do what he wants. They say what he wants. They act in one unison. I am not Voldemort. I'm not the Night King. Mark Zuckerberg isn't even the Night King. He's just one of the generals of the Night King. He's just one of the ringwraiths of the Night King. I'm not cold-blooded. I'm so hot that I can be out in the heat and not sweat, but I come here and get on air in a 70-degree studio and I start sweating because I'm so fired up and red-blooded against this cold-blooded evil. You know, Dante said the ninth circle of hell isn't on fire. It's ice. Think about that. It's cold and it's centralized. Now, we're going to get into the big meat and potatoes on this straight ahead, but this is it. And you better believe they're bringing in the internet kill switch targeted at conservatives, populists, and nationalists ahead of something big.
Why are they doing this now?
Well, it's a good question as to why they waited this long, but
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so Alex Jones has been banned from Facebook for a long period of time, but now they banned him. They banned his little underling, Paul Joseph Watson.
Now that they kicked them off the platform, that's great for now, but it doesn't roll back the clock.
Well, you have also excesses in the First Amendment and the Second Amendment right now. You know, I don't think that the forefathers said, well, you can say, you know, all sorts of hateful things and spread it around the world, literally spread it through the internet.
I have no issue with it at all. I want them shut down. I want them silenced. I want them muted. I think they are horrible for our society.
I want them shut down. I want them silenced. I want them muted.
But don't worry. These people aren't terrifying or anything.
Big tech is in league with the Chi-Coms, helping suppress and arrest people by the millions and even kill them and harvest their organs. That's even come out in our news. Google is so arrogant that last year they refused to work with the Pentagon anymore, but have given AI that DARPA created. Before Obama left, he did all this as sabotage against the country. God, it's so obvious there's a globalist coup against the country. They've sold everything out. They're trying to shut down loyal Americans. They're lying about all of us. I don't care about me, Mr. President. Very nice for you to show solidarity and send out 3 InfoWars links over the weekend to put your neck out there and know you'll be attacked. That's great, Mr. President. Mr. President, I need action just like you need action to save the country. This is not about free speech. It's not about private companies. It's about cartels of companies illegally sharing data with each other and using it to suppress certain political groups, to bully and intimidate them for their political views, to keep them from the marketplace of ideas. It's organized crime. It's the KKK in the 1950s, you know, in Alabama or East Texas, threatening black people that they'll lose their jobs where they work if they're seen voting. It's civil rights violations. Plus, there's just the will. Can you say there's laws against giving China all our technology and then making it be transferred? Yes, enforce the damn things. You've got big tech on all that. You've got big tech on the front of them lying to Congress and saying they haven't been censoring when their own documents and admissions arrogantly in triplicate. They give interviews to the news going, don't worry, we're going to make sure Trump loses in 2020 and we're censoring all the conservatives. Ha, ha, ha. Then they go to Congress and lie to their face. This is a power vacuum. And because our government isn't coming in and prohibitively saying you're not going to censor to protect rights. The Bill of Rights isn't laws that take rights away. It's laws that point out and protect rights. The First Amendment empowers and protects an already God-given right. So by our government saying we won't protect the internet, by our government saying we won't come in and we won't say that the EU and the Chi-Coms can't dictate Silicon Valley build an architecture that merges with them a global internet social score, AKA mark of the beast, because our government won't come in and be part of that architectural system, you have ceded complete control. And that's called treason. You know, we need our industries. And Trump's fighting to get some of those back. But if we don't have speech, we won't have a government that's our own government so that we can control our own destiny, or at least attempt it. The magnitude of what's going on is so biblical, and they started out with censorship and shadow banning and manipulation and false boosting leftist garbage and saying the Republican Party's official ideology on Google is the Nazi Party and all the thousands of things they've been caught doing. And when the Republicans did nothing, Zuckerberg went, okay, I'm getting harassed by Soros and big tech and other groups to censor everybody ahead of the election. I'm in trouble because I let Republicans do some advertising with us. The Democrats did 98% of it, but Republicans did some. So I'll just give you what you want. I'll let you ban whole words like Alex Jones, whole names. I'll say to my 2.2 billion users, you can't say the name Alex Jones unless it's negative. Think about the cult brainwashing of that. Telling 2.2 billion people there's a gag order, like he's a global judge, and he runs something bigger than any country in the world with a bigger population, 2.2 billion. China's 1.5 billion. He's got control of the biggest digital country in the world. The identities, the photos, the bank accounts, the names, lifetime surveilled. He's been boarded by 20,000 Southern Poverty Law Center criminals, SJWs that hate free speech and hate America. Hillary's on TV saying, China, come over here and take over our country. They're taking my bank accounts. They're taking Uber from everybody. They're taking everything digital that we interface digitally. They destroy that trust they supposedly had of this digital system where they track you in lifetime, know what you do, have your credit card, to not just track you, but say you can't use cars, you can't have hotels, you can't have Airbnb, you can't order food over your phone. And now CNN says, take Alex Jones's digital telephone away from him. Don't let him call his mama. That was on CNN over the weekend. Think about that. This is really happening. Telling you who you can talk about. Telling you what you can say. Telling you what you can do. And that's just the beginning. Of course Zuckerberg wants to be in banking. Of course Zuckerberg and all these other competing big tech companies want to be the global AI system. And Zuckerberg's the first to pull the trigger in live time. There's so many huge stories here. So many Earths. One of these would be the biggest ever. But that's how it happens when tyranny just floods in. More happens in a day than happened in the last 20 years in censorship. And he's just up there announcing it in a nice little chirpy voice like it's no big deal. You will talk like I talk. You will say what I say. And now he's saying if you want to be on Facebook, you're going to be in community groups where everyone shares everything. Then you have community leaders like in dormitories. The communists always want you out of houses. They want you in dormitories so that everybody can watch you, surveil you, control you. They've made 2 million Uyghurs in eastern, it was 1.5 million, now it's all 2 million, in eastern Mongolia, in western Mongolia, in Mongolia period, now move into communal metal construction 2-story buildings that are like basically huge shipping containers. And you live with a communist minder from 500 miles away, 1,000 miles away, another part of China, who watches you and tracks you, and they're all given little smartphones that listen to everything in the home. And if you don't renounce your religion, and if you don't say you don't believe God exists, you're sent to 10 years hard labor. And of course, a lot of people are just taken and they're killed. Now, you want to know the model, that's it. They live in their houses. And Zuckerberg is creating digital group living rooms where everyone trusts each other. It's a cult, and where you're watched and you're listened to and you're tracked. And then he's already trained over 300,000 people we know of. They even tried to recruit me to this 6 years ago. I said no. Oh yeah, of course. That in the future this was coming, and that you'd have, quote, thought leaders who then have people under them who manage everyone, so that it's not just a bot doing it, but you have managers in your town, in your city, that are watching everything you're doing, watching your kids, reading your mail, but you're going to opt into it because they're your mentor who needs to know what you're up to. That is beyond East Germany. But it's okay. Mark Zuckerberg went to Harvard, so it's cool. It's okay. It's a giant cult. Imagine if Scientology was doing something like that. Imagine if the Maharishi was doing something like that. Have you ever heard of anybody they call a cult doing something like this? But because he's worth $76 billion and his company's worth $800 billion or whatever it is, it's okay. I am not a victim. I'm a target, as Tommy Robinson says. And I'm not bragging, but in the wars against the globalists, we have devastated them like no one else. And a lot of that is because of DrudgeReport.com. I'm not trying to take credit here. The reason the president got really involved was Drudge for 2 days linked to us. I know for a fact the White House watched. And I'm not going to get any more details of that, but we got some calls Friday night. And I just, laid it out. I said, listen, I don't give a rat's ass about you coming to my aid. Come to the damn country's aid. This is racketeering. This is criminal. This is organized. They're saying what words people can use. They are working with other companies. They're lying to Congress. And so, we got some tweets saying, oh, here's InfoWars. Oh, here's Paul Watson. Boy, don't they do great work. Mr. President, Facebook is telling 2 million people you can only say mean things about certain people. That's a beta test for you. It's already going on. They already block your supporters promoting your post and your videos. Yes, if you were allowed to share your videos and speeches, you could win the 2020 alone. Yes, you're right when you say that. Because you think you'll have enough gravitas on TV and everywhere. It ain't the old folks getting you elected, sir. It's the young people that are supporting you and getting the word out and making things go viral. And they are muffling everything you're doing. You are the target. And again, these companies have been spying on people illegally. You got them by the short hairs. They have been lying to Congress. They have been doing false advertising. And David Frum, I sent an article I saw on Saturday from the neocon Atlantic magazine, New Atlantic. And it's still the same search on a Google search, but they changed the headline that afternoon. Because I know for a fact it was being sent to the president. And let's just, and it said, Facebook knows that Donald Trump's not going to do anything. Donald Trump never stood up to censorship. And Frum told big tech, keep it up. You're going to throw him out in 2020. What an arrogant story. So he changes the headline 6 hours later and rewrites it. And just says, oh, Trump supports racist. Because they know that's the type of thing when the president reads the Atlantic article saying that he is a moron idiot who won't stand up and doesn't get what's happening, that the president might take action. So you need to call the White House. You need to go everywhere. Yeah, that's the article they changed. Go to Google with that and look, because it still has the headline saved. Hell, I even printed the damn thing. I think it's in Du's office. But the point is, they're changing the, I want to show the Google search. They're changing these things in live time, because always the original URL will have what the headline was. That's still on Google, about how dumb Trump is and how he won't do anything. Hell, I'll pull it up right now myself. I mean, you just got the article. You just put that headline into that sucker. That's all you got to do. I mean, we're in total war. Our forebears, when they were getting attacked and robbed, they got pissed. This is called normal behavior. And people need to get out of the coma in this country. God almighty. It's like Matt Drudge said here. He said, they're coming for your speech. They've got a plan, and you better make every show count, and you better kick some ass, and you better have some damn urgency. Good God. Can you imagine if there was a cult telling people they couldn't say certain words or names? They'd be arrested. But Zuckerberg's running a giant brainwashing cult that's spying and selling your data and lying to Congress, and all the rest of the big techs competing, working with China to suppress their own people. And everybody thinks it's funny. Everybody thinks it's a joke. You know, I kind of have this OCD thing about searches, because they were able to find the Frum article, but they're not able to go to Google and put the wrong headline in, but it'll give you the old link. So you're not looking for the same link of what you're seeing, because it's not going to be the same link. It's going to show the old headline. So you put up the David Frum article where he says the president's an idiot and a moron and doesn't know how we're screwing him. And don't worry, Facebook's running over Trump because they know he's stupid and doesn't understand what's happening. And he never takes action to defend his own people. And so you put that, you put that headline into Google, it'll give you the original URL. We'll go to rebroadcast, I'll come find it. Just get a tape ready. That's, woo! There it is. You found it on the Wayback Machine. I saw Rob Dew walk in there and he knocked it out of the damn park. Let's do like we did Saturday, dude. Let's print that son of a bitch again so I've got it on air. Just get me a paper copy and I'll have that to my dying day. Woo! I just got something done. Unbelievable! Holy crap! God almighty. Now, if you're a TV viewer, you can see this. Let's put it back on screen from the Wayback Machine. That arrogant neocon, warmongering, lying, leftist serpent set up by literal communists out of Russia, Trotskyite, David Frum, who pisses all over this country from one end to the other. I was talking to a national news figure about what a monster Frum is this weekend. That national news figure, I know, sent it to the president. And by the way, Frum, you didn't change the headline in time, you little needle dick jerk. Let's go back to it. Facebook knows it can just ignore Trump. In the past, when president publicly criticizes major corporations by name, they got results. He says Trump's impotent and stupid, and let's censor him and take the election because he's a dumbass. Well, guess what, you little dumbass? We got it to the president before you changed the headline and before you rewrote the article. So let's show the new headline they're doing, because they all think you're a bunch of morons. Trump attacks Facebook on behalf of racists and grifters. Ha! You see, he didn't want to throw the gauntlet down to the president. Mr. President, they're laughing at you. They're engaging in crimes never before seen. Giant cult-like racketeering, huge intimidation, mass censoring, mass lying, mass false advertising. All right, we're going to go to break and come back with Paul Watson. I feel so good now that we got that. That was like ecstasy to actually have that happen. Okay, now, I'm not going to make a big thing out of this. You know, really, I just should make a huge thing out of it and explain to everybody. You notice I just did 55 minutes of air. Most talk show hosts be plugging every segment, what they're selling or what they're doing to fund themselves, okay? Because there's so much advertising, so many shows, so much marketing. Most media is going bankrupt. Paul Watson launched Summit.news. And you notice he's asking for people to donate $5 a month so he can hire some people, run his own operation. You know why? That's because I told you that there's a chance they're going to be able to shut us down. And so people like Paul Watson, who's been here 18, 19 years, I said, listen, you got to go out and get into business now yourself, my friend. And so I cut his pay almost down to nothing a few months ago to make Baby Bird get out of the nest because Daddy's got goblins all over him running knives through me. So when I'm like cruising along like a spaceship, I got escape pods going poop, 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 poop. And people at the escape pod going, I don't really want to go. And I'm shoving them into the escape pod and going, get in the escape pod. And then I get to see the little comments down below. Oh, Jones can't pay his people anymore. Look, he's asking for their emails, Paul, so he can talk to them. Paul's asking for them to donate so he and his brother and some people can run Summit.news. Oh, look at you begging for some money. While we're the trailblazers, tip of the spear, being totally attacked, sued, lied about, shut down, PayPal taken away, listed as an international terrorist, total attack at every level. And the system thinks you're so asleep you don't even know what's going on. Well, our audience does know what's going on. You can feel the damn energy in this country. So I'll tell you, who knows how long you even go to InfoWarsStore.com? Who knows how long you can even go there and buy X2 or buy the great coffee or buy the new products we've got. And listen, if you don't want to belly up to the bar and flood us with money so I can do a good stand-up fight against these bastards, then that's your choice in life. I really don't give a goddamn anymore. Excuse me, Lord. I'm just being so real right now. Because I'm fighting all the way. I'm energized. I'm awake. I'm not dead. People ask me how the hell I can have so much energy when I come in here, and I'm not like this in person. They're creating a world government mark of the beast. 2.2 billion people just got told they can't use certain words. They're announcing giant cult-like brainwashing. They're teaching 5-year-olds how to suck cock in public school. They are sitting there doing everything you could ever freaking imagine, killing babies after they're born. And the churches are such Pharisees, they're worried that I just talked about sucking cock instead of killing babies and chucking their damn organs out. It's like they say in Full Metal Jacket, they also say it even better in Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now, he says, we drop napalm on villages and fry and burn little kids, but the generals don't let them write cuss words on the side of the airplanes. Woo! What, you Pharisees, just like Christ said. And he said, you know, they go up there and they pray up on the mountain all day how good they are, and tell everybody how good they are, but they are a bunch of sleaze bags, only care about power and money. I care about soul and truth, and that's where this country and this world is right now. And the open world government mark of the beast with the Chi-Coms is now here, and people are like, well, they're a private company. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
InfoWars, the most banned network in the world.
DNA Force Plus, our most advanced formula yet. DNA Force Plus is focused on overhauling your body's cellular engines and supporting your optimal energy levels while adapting your body to handle the daily bombardment of toxins. DNA Force Plus contains a combination of the best adaptogens on the market to help your body adapt and bend, not break. Hand-picked adaptogen herbs help protect your body on a cellular level. It's time to try the newest version of one of our most powerful formulas yet with DNA Force Plus. Available at InfoWarsLife.com today.